comic books, film noir, yeah? Which means I love like what is called chiaroscuro lighting, shadow and darkness, yeah? For those who are art majors. And in that aspect is that whatever concept that I make up, it's kind of like making videos the Marvel way, you know? I used to love creating these shots that I saw like key shots in comic books. Like, even if you're not a fan of Spider-Man, for example, right? Everybody knows Spider-Man no more. Not just because of Spider-Man 2 or anything like that, but because there's always that shot where the costume is thrown into the garbage can and he's walking away with his head on his shoulders and stuff like that. And it's iconic. You know, comic books have been around for like over like 40 years. I mean, even 80 years now. So, am I right? Yeah, 70 years actually. Even 70 years now. So, I mean, there are images that are iconic. So, there's no reason why you couldn't put them into the film and design your shots and compose it in that particular way. And that's what I've been doing for ages. And it works for me, you know. I mean, that's why, you know, I can say it and, you know, it could go over your head. Ooh. But see, I know that there's somebody out there next to you that actually read that comic or watched that movie. So when I say, like, they live, there's somebody in here that's a John Carpenter fan, right? Somebody's seen Halloween. Thank you, Steve. There's somebody who's seen Halloween, and if you've seen Halloween, you should have seen everything else, like The Thing and They Live and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, for me, it's not, I'm not going to be, like, blatant on my homages to some great filmmaker like Hitchcock, for example. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, you take a Hitchcock film, and you know it's a Hitchcock film. Right? Every time you meet up with an artist, and they want to do a video, and they start chopping down the monies, okay, I ain't got this, I ain't got that, and the video gets chopped down, and you're coming out with just one guy with a handheld camera and a malleable table lamp, and he can't move but so far from the plug socket from your mom's house. What do you expect, mate? Yeah? And then they have the nerve to not like the video. I worked for Marcus Nisbell, and if anybody see Friday the 13th, did you like it? I didn't see it. All right, anyway, see Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, I like that one, yeah. Anyway, Marcus Nisbell was big-time director. I mean, like, Michael talks about Ridley Scott all the time. Ridley Scott created a company called Portfolio Artist Network. So when I started out there and everything, and, you know, working under this guy who's just mad German and everything like that, you know, doing all these crazy, whacked-out videos where girls are licking Haagen-Dazs. I don't know, it's just like, you know, it's just strange. No, seriously, he was autistic. It took him at least 10 years to get his first film, you know, and he'd been dying to make a film, you know, and he was like stuck in videos, but he was considered one of the top guys with David Fincher, who went on to do Alien 3 and Panic Room and all that kind of stuff. You know, he was one of the top guys, and now he's finally there, you know, making kind of like B-grade movies, but that's, you know, it's still cool. You know, and you know, I wanted to do that just like everybody else.
I wanted to use scale as well.
Well, also too, it's good that you mentioned editing, because it's like I've always had the thought pattern that the editor is the third director. You know, and it's a must. It's a guaranteed must that the editor is completely separate from the filmmaking process. You know, there are too many directors who want to do everything, especially in this independent directing world. You know, everybody wants to do, they want to produce it, they want to edit it, because it's their vision. But what they got to realize is that if a person comes from outside, if you come in with all your footage, all your coverage that you shot, right? This is where people think storyboards are good. If you come in with all your coverage and you gave it to an editor, the editor should be able to put together the same movie you shot. If he can't, you didn't shoot a great movie. That's simple. Right? You didn't shoot a great movie because, you know, it should be easily be able to be patchworked together from A to B to C, right? But then what happens is, so the director knows that they can't do that, so they want to edit themselves and everything like that. And what happens is, I found that in collaboration with another person that comes in after the process, they do good. The Third World video, right? The one with the hovercrafts and everything, well, I learned this lesson the hard way, though. Right? So I'm in the editing suite, right? And I'm saying, you know, with the editor and everything, I'm saying, do this. All right, okay, yeah, 2 frames. All right, trim it back. All right, the guy just, what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, all right, and put this shot in, do that, right? And then I started to notice that the editor was getting an attitude, right? And I'm like, what's going on, man? It's my friend, man, right? Just go to do this, do that, right? And then I said, dude, what's your problem, right? And he said, well, I'm waiting for you to stop talking so I can start editing. And I'm like, what the hell are you, what? Well, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, so on. So I went to sleep, you know what I mean? I woke up, right? And then I'm looking at a completely different and fantastic video, and I'm like, oh, all right, I get it. Because as a director, I knew what I wanted, right? Of course I know what I want. But then it's that an editor comes in with a whole different style and a whole different head because they're not married to it.